This is a big day for me, massive day for me. I've been invited down to MotoGB for the launch of Voge's DS900X. Looking forward to today. So before we got to see the bikes, we were treated to teas, coffees, a little bit of breakfast, and then we had a little chat about the bikes. Then we got to have a look around the bikes in the showroom. Then we got to meet the bike that we were spending the day on. Watching Helmet Head over there do his bits. The professional. This is the bike I'm on today. Definitely a privileged day today. So there's quite a few of us going out. It's going to be an interesting one. It's pretty much a day's ride this, so there's going to be a few stops on the way. There's going to be a bit of dinner. Looking forward to that, but that's just a fat guy problem. I've been doing my channel for a while and I've never experienced anything like this before, so it's quite a privileged position to be in, to actually be here for the launch of a brand new bike. So yeah, I'm feeling all special today. I've already done a walk round. You know the spec for the bike. This is just about testing it to all of its different capabilities. One thing I didn't cover on my walk round video, and we've just had a bit of a chat about the bike and the specs, and most of them I knew, but one of them that I find really, really good is if somebody gets too close to the back of you, the radar at the back actually notices that. So you get the flashes on the front like your hazards are going off. The rear indicators and the brake light flashes, so it's to alert a driver or a rider that's getting too close to you. And I think that's brilliant, because there are a lot of accidents that happen when people get a little bit too close. Like that, it's a nice little safety touch that Voge have just again thrown on for free. And I've said it so many times now about Voge, but the fact that all of this stuff, all of these extras are thrown in as part of the bike is amazing.
Photo and video, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to send you one at a time. I'm going to tell you when to go. You're going to go around that corner. These guys will make you look great. You don't have to do anything heroic. You've got to ride that corner how you would ride any other corner. Yeah? No need to come.
I like this. This is new for me. So let me just explain to you what he's doing. And again, this is new to me because I've only got a little channel, one-man band. But we've got people with cameras down that end, and they're gonna record us on the way past, and it's just talking about how we're gonna do it, and yeah, where we're gonna meet after we've done it. So again, these are all new experiences for me. Again, I feel a little bit giddy. It's exciting. Hopefully it's the future. I'd love the channel to go down this direction, to do more of these events, because it's amazing. So when we go down here, I'll show you where the camera guy is. This is how these events go, and this is really what I want to show you guys today. It's kind of what happens on these events, the effort it takes to actually put these videos together. When you see the professionals do it, unlike my little one-man band show where I've just got a couple of cameras and yeah, you kind of throw it together. There is a lot of effort that goes into making these videos. Like this. See, so there's our camera crew in front of us. Like it. I probably just look like a fat sausage going round on the bike there. I'm sure there's going to be other people that are going to be taking that corner like champs, putting the knee down. I like it. Cameras everywhere. See, I've got face and body for radio, and I know that. So it's a bit foreign for me to be having all these cameras pointed in my direction. But this is good because this is kind of what I wanted out of today. I wanted to show you guys what happens on these bike launches, what happens when the YouTubers get brought in. And this is a learning thing for me. I've never done this before, so I'm experiencing this for the very first time, and I'm sharing it all with you. Definitely good for me to see how the professionals do it. There's loads of people involved to make you look good, or make the bike look good. It's difficult to make me look good. Going back the same way. I'm having fun on motorbikes, but this is not like I would do, like you go down the road once and just kind of show the journey. We're going past the same camera a couple of times from different angles, and we're doing a few different runs, and it's just seeing the work that goes in. It's not just a simple like one take done like I would do normally. Cheers. I'll try my best. Just my luck there, just as I get to the camera, guys, push bike blocks their view. Does go around the corner as well. It is so nice to do. It's like working for a living, this, having to do this a couple of times. I know! The first corner, it's going down there, then I thought, right, take this like a boss, make myself look good. And just as I get to the camera, there's a push bike coming the other way. So I was devastated. I was like this, going, yeah, oh, you bastard. First one I took slow, second one, like a boss. With a bike right in front of me. Be a lovely picture of the push bike though. You've got to get the perfect shot. Like the first thing I did, you know, the first time you take the corner, you're a bit slow, you don't know the corner. Second time, you take it a bit better. Third time, you take it all right, but then a push bike's in the way, so you miss out. So yeah, do it a couple of times. But I can see a tractor down there, so the tractor's going to affect the footage as well. So there's loads of variables, there's loads of different things that are happening around you, and if you do it many times, hopefully you'll get a good run. Like I've just seen one of the lads down there, they've just took the bend where the photographer is, just as a car was on the opposite side of the road. So there's a good chance the cars blocked the view of him on that occasion. So it's just unfortunate, but that's why you're having to do it again and again and again to get that one shot. It's all you need is one shot. You just have to do it many times to get the one that you want. But again, I don't call this working. It's still fun. Get you next time. No cars, no obstructions that time. I shit out a bit at first because of that massive tractor. And then a car on the other side of the road, but then that last one, it was all right, it was all clear.
You got the shot?
Yes.
What about the shot?
Cut, we're done.
Yeah, we're going to do another run up and down. They're just going to shoot down the hill a bit now, so just same again. They're just going to get in position.
So we're just doing another run, same routine, but different camera angles. Again, that's just something else that goes into it, you know, when you watch it on your screen and it just flows and looks really nice. Well, think about the effort that's gone into making it. I mean, for me, I'm just having a blast. I'm just throwing this bike around the corners. But for the camera guys, there's a lot involved in getting the perfect shot. Just listening to the warning there, so it would appear there's a horse down the lane there. So yeah, just being given some safety information about the horse. Brake in production for the horse.
Go when you're clear of that park.
that's it. I think we're done. I think we're ready for we're done.
Right.
Last one's on its way. I think they're happy, in which case we go to the next bit, which is only 10 minutes away.
Now, I'm not going to bore you all with the standing around bit, but I've got to say there is a lot of it, and it's a necessity because you've got to plan your next thing. You've got to get the camera guys in their next position. They've got to move on. There's all that stuff that they've got to sort out. It's a necessity, isn't it? We can't get there before the camera guys. So when you move from location to location, there's all of that stuff you've got to wait and hang around for. So when you guys watch these videos and they look like they flow brilliantly and there's bikes going left, right and centre and they're talking about the bike and it's all amazing, well, just be aware that they've probably done that corner, could be 10 times, could be more. I thought they might do it once or twice, but seeing how the other traffic goes the other way, it took quite a few goes to get the perfect shot for everyone. So yeah, it's very interesting. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer and see if they come up. Yeah, I like that. Like it. It's very visible, all the lights coming on. You know my feelings on the bike. This today is about the experience. This is how these things get put together. Quite recently I had quite a famous YouTuber, or quite a famous YouTube page, because I think there might be a couple of them that are involved, but I basically went on about going out on bikes in the rain, and I was talking about bikes in the rain and how going out in the rain is like a real world test, and it's not like going out to Spain where everything's all gorgeous and hunky-dory. And they basically commented to say, yeah, but there's loads of work involved, you don't understand, it's not a holiday. And I thought, do you know what, are you having a laugh? I'm riding around in the rain in Yorkshire somewhere, and they were riding around in Spain in the sun, and they're telling me how much of a hardship it is for them. Well, do you know what I mean? I didn't have a lot of sympathy for them. I still don't consider this work. I don't personally, for me, because I'm still riding a motorbike, and people pay to ride motorbikes, don't they, because motorbikes are fun. And yeah, I don't consider this work personally. I consider this a bit of a hobby and something fun to do. I do accept, however, for the guys who are organising these events, the guys who are planning the routes, the guys who are doing the briefings, the guys who are basically organising who goes where, when you go, and the camera crew and just all of the people that are involved. Yet those people are working. They are working, they are doing quite a lot, and there's a lot involved. But for me personally, I'm not going to try and claim hardship for the amount of effort I've put in to create this. Yeah, editing can be a bit of a pain and it's a bit time consuming, but you know, it's enjoyable for me because I get to relive the moment. I enjoy it, and as someone much wiser than me said, if you love what you're doing, you never work a day in your life. And that's why I love this. I don't consider this to be work. It's a nice little hilly, twisty, bumpy place. Perfect bike for it, gotta say, because that's where adventure bikes excel, don't they? If you've got a cruiser, you might be thinking, oh, it's a bit bumpy for the cruiser, and it's a bit twisty, and it's a bit... And if you've got a sports bike, again, road's a little bit bumpy for a sports bike. You can do it, but you're not going to be comfortable. But an adventure bike, oh, that's nice. Your nice upright position, so you can see all these wonderful views at the side of us. You can see just everything because you're a little bit higher up. And the lumps and bumps in the road, yeah, it's just not really an issue. It's just a perfect bike for this kind of riding, I think. I'm having a lot of fun on this one today, and I'm having a lot of fun with my fellow content creators. It's a bit surreal for me. I'm going all high pitched. It's usually what I do when I'm excited, and I don't usually get excited at slow speed, but it's just the whole experience of today is a little bit different to what I've ever done before. So it's just such a nice experience. Love to be able to do it more. Into Moto, I've got to say, they are the ones who pretty much started this whole content creating journey for me. Before the guys at Into Moto started supporting the channel, I was kind of playing at it. I didn't have the bikes. It was hard work to try and get rides. Those guys at Into Moto, they really have done me a solid. They've given me the bikes to play on, the bikes to review, and because of them I'm getting to experience a day like today. So I cannot thank them enough. They really are the reason I am where I am today, and I hope it just gets better and better from this day forward with this video today. Whilst it is all about Voge's DS900X, and it is because this is its official launch day, for me it's a lot more than that. Normally it's just a bit of a one-man job for me, but today this is how the big boys do it, and I am temporarily one of the big boys. I say temporarily because I know I'll be back to my one-man band recording of YouTube content. I'll be back to that soon enough, but today it's nice to just see how the professionals do it. I'm just playing at it, but I'm enjoying playing at it. Just stopped for a bit of lunch, and so far I'm having a good time. I'm not gonna lie, it's a completely different experience for me, having camera guys, having essentially like people who've planned routes and planned where we're going and planned where we're going to take our photographs, planned where we're going to do our little bits, and it's really well organized. But for me it's a proper insight into how the big boys do it, how the established big channels do it. Today, from my point of view, it's about the Voge DS900X. Of course it is. However, for me it's also about the experience of being on a bike launch, being part of something where I'm surrounded by other YouTubers, journalists, that kind of stuff, and seeing like how they do it compared to how I do it. So it's a bit of an eye-opener, a bit of a learning curve for me. Watching a professional at work now. Look at that.
Nothing but the best.
Nothing but the best. How small do I look with these two big beasts at the side of me? There's a lot of us walking around with cameras. There's a lot of us just talking to ourselves while we're either talking about the bikes or talking about something else. But there's quite a lot going on, but it is really fascinating to watch everybody else work. Just had really nice food as well, so big thanks to MotoGB for that. Well, or I was supposed to pay and I just ran off without. No, I'm pretty certain MotoGB's treated us. Some bizarre animals about though. I'll show you what I mean. Oh, see, who'd have thought it? I've run into my ex while I'm here. Not the elephant, that's just cheeky. Yeah, it's the hippo over there. A rusty antelope as well. It's very random. But there's definitely worse places to stop and get some food. Time to get back on the bike. We've got a few different roads to try now. And yeah, I think it's going to be more of the same. I believe we've got another like photo video spot that's been planned for us, so we may well have to do a couple of back and forths again, just like we've done already, just to get some decent shots in. Yeah, it's like a real job. This is all about the day. I want to show you everything. Let's get cracking with the riding. That's the fun bit anyway. Let's go. So on to the next location. The dream, I think, for every single YouTuber is to be able to focus on the channel and do it as a full-time job. That is the dream. It's certainly my dream. I know I can't speak for everybody else. Everyone's going to be different. But for me, if I could do this full-time, then it's the dream job. I can't just ignore the bike and just talk about the whole experience, because ultimately this is the bike that's being launched. So yes, it's amazing. I can't fault it. It's doing everything I need it to. These routes have got to be planned to make these bikes look good. Let's face it, the bike has got to be tested. You've got to be able to do national speed limit roads, town riding, maybe a bit of motorway, dual carriageway, whatever. A variety of roads have got to be checked. This route has already been done this morning by Rod from MotoGB. He's done the route that he was planning to take us on today, and he's done it to make sure that there wasn't any issues along the way. It's the little things like that that I think you don't realise when you watch a video or you watch a launch video and you just see somebody messing about on a bike, doing wheelies, doing jumps off road, hopping off. Let's get another little briefing. Let's see what's happening now.
This one is going to be a little bit different how we go, because we don't have such a nice turnaround point at the top. There's a section where the road, let's just say, bulges out either side. That's where I'll be. So it's a chance to do a turnaround there. It's a bit narrower. So I'll be there, but what you'll do in this case, you'll go up and you'll come down, and then the next person, rather than like a cube like I did before, because we aren't able to all be stacked up at the top. Now the corner you'll see as you come out here, it's a 90-degree left. As you go up, you'll see the guys. You know, there's when you come down, it's a right. There's a bit of an undulation, but if you're not going for a lap record, it'll be fine. If you're going for lap record, you might deck as you go in, because it's quite dropped. But if you go gentle, I've just been round it again, it's fine. Once you've completed the corner and you're coming up to find me, the road just narrows. It goes through the tree. Obviously there's cars coming there, so just roll it off. Yeah, it does go quite narrow, and just as you get out of the trees, then you'll see me at the turnaround point. So again, it's, if we can go in the order that we did the first shots out, I think it was your first, second, yeah, that'd be great for the guys. And again, just going at your own speed and your own pace.
I will be at the side of the road with this thing. If it looks like I'm like standing out close to you and stuff, it's because it really needs to get close in. Don't worry, you won't hit it, I won't hit you.
There's the first camera on your left. There's one on the right, just taking stills. And then on the corner, there's two more taking a mix of stills and video recording. So just hidden on the left, you can see one guy in a fluorescent jacket. He's got the video camera on me. And then just after him, just crouched down on your left, another guy in a fluorescent. He's taking still shots. Nicely hidden now. Then we've got, hidden in the bushes, another cameraman. Finishing off with him with his big pole, getting us on the way back in.
We're looking pretty good on time. But there is an option to do something called a tracking shot, which requires following the van, which has a camera on, quite close. Now we'd go onto this faster road for that, but again, it's one of those things you have to be comfortable on. Obviously it's a van, you can't see through it. Obviously the guys aren't going to brake suddenly or do something. It's going to be like that, subject to a deer or something running out, which on this road it's unlikely. But again, it's not something you have to do. It's a bit of a weird thing to do, especially when you're behind a van because you haven't got that line of sight. So don't feel like you have to. It adds a different sort of dynamic shot, but it's an option.
Yes, definitely, yeah, I'll give it a go. This is going to be an interesting one. The van in front's kitted out with cameras right at the back. And I'm going to be riding right up its chuff to get some nice footage. Ooh, so this is going to be interesting. I've got to get up close and personal to the van in front. Let's see how scary it is. It's going to be itchy, twitchy. I reckon I'm going to have to maintain this kind of distance from it. A nice shot at the front of the bike. To create this shot, what we had to do was ride a couple of miles up the road, so quite a long way. Then we spun it round and did the same route back. What do you think? How does it look? Pretty much done a lot of the riding footage, so we're doing a bit of a picturesque ride so you can see up there into the hills. So we've got all this to do. There's a couple of camera spots on the way. The camera crew is gone ahead of us so they can catch us when we get there. But then we're going to head back to MotoGB. I think a little bit of poo did pop out though whilst they were getting the tracking shots. Inches away from the van in front of me. That was a little bit precarious to say the least, like a racetrack. It's very nice though, lovely place to ride. Deary me. Now this is a fun ride. Fairly recently been laid, this road, so it's nice and smooth tarmac. So it is just like a racetrack, and it is fabulous for bikes to just go around these bends. It is amazing. But we're all being held up by a car. Standard. So don't forget to like and subscribe so I can carry on doing more videos like this. That's enough up on me. Seeing a different side to this bike now. Now we're actually stretching the legs a little bit, seeing how quick they are. Again, this bike is capable of more than what I am. So I've not reached its limit, but it may well have reached my limit. You're within legal speed limits, so don't shout at me. You're just having a whale of a time as you're doing it, because it's just very much like full throttle, full brake, full throttle, full brake, full throttle, full brake, little bit of poo popped out, full throttle, bit of poo, bit more poo, ah, brake, 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 brake. And that's kind of how that road went for me anyway. It is actually being a lot of fun. Definitely seeing everyone's different riding style, and you can see clearly, you know, people testing the bikes in different ways. Some testing them for the fun factor, Me, I'm the boring one. I'm just testing it for the comfort and touring and that kind of stuff, whereas these lot, yes, they're seeing what stunts they can do on them, and fair play to them. Well played, sir. I mean, you've just made a mess of the car park, but well played. Time to take the helmet off. Right, so I'm back now at MotoGB headquarters in Adlington, and I've got to say, it's been a real eye-opener for me to have the extra camera guys around, to have a lot of YouTubers here that are considerably more experienced than me. It's kind of interesting to watch how they perform and kind of how they ride the bike compared to me, and also to kind of watch them in front of camera as well is quite interesting, just to get an idea. It's like I'm taking notes on all of them. But yeah, I've had a really good day. I hope you've learned something about the experience of a launch day and the amount of work that goes into making these videos, so you guys can see what new bikes come to market and you can see people ride them, you can see them from different angles. There's a lot of work involved, as I've found out today, but I've had an absolute brilliant day. So from bottom of my heart, big thank you to MotoGB for allowing me to join them for this experience. So thank you very much, and I will catch you all on the next one. Laters. And yeah, you know I've got to do it.